Good evening. All right, so we've got down here finally. It's a very soggy evening in Singapore, I'm afraid, but we're on for a 7-over match, I'm informed. I've just travelled from home. Daryl is...
See it?
I can't see... Oh, is that a lump?
Yeah. Missed the ball when it went straight to shin.
Oh no. I'm just going to be doing some commentating on the game. So.
I just want to see how it's...
And still coach.
Where's coach sitting there?
Yeah.
Are there chairs there?
There are the chairs on that side of the ground for sure. Okay, so we are all a bit lastminute.com, but we are getting there slowly. Seven-over game. Won the toss. Let's get the scorecard up. As I understand, KRS REDS won the toss. But elected to have a ball. Okay, and we're underway. 7-over match. KRS REDS versus SPORTYGO. As far as I'm aware, both teams yet to get off the mark with a win in the comp. So, good for both teams to get on this evening. As I was saying, it's been a wet one. I've actually been at home chilling until about 30 minutes ago. We thought it was going to be off, but Daryl gave me a call and said they're going to be on from 9. Oh, that's a great pickup. I don't think we're going to pick that up out there into the deep. Is it going to run away? It is going to run away, and that'll be 4. What a lovely pickup. As I was saying, Daryl called, said they're going to be on 30 minutes. 7-over side. Rain affected. That was a lovely shot to start the evening. Obviously, both sets of players, I would imagine, have been sat around for the best part of 3 hours, I would have thought. And that's a good strike, but straight to him, just over his head. At mid-on. So, an eventful start. Picks up another couple. I'll say, since the rain's cleared, it's now a lovely cool evening in Singapore, but 7 overs side. Ravi Chandran there on strike with a lovely sort of pick up off a length over mid-wicket for 4. Then he's Hit another one over long on for 2 there. He started positively, but 7 overs only, so I guess no time really to get your eye in. He's run at 1 there. And I'm just familiarising myself with how to do the commentating, the camera work, and all of it. Bit of a misfield there at 45, but they only get 1. So 7 off 4 balls. Good start by Sportygo, you would say. Difficult to know what pass score is in such a reduced overs game. That one just sneaks down the leg side. That's a wide. So even more important in games like this that the extras are kept to an absolute minimum. That's 8 off 4, 2 balls to go in the over. And now that's a wide on the other side, a bit of overcompensation. Games like this, you just need to keep it simple. Don't try and do too much with it. Stick it on a good spot, hit the top of off, hit the top of middle, and get out of your over. Nine now off the first over, 2 balls to go. I'd say it's very much looking like a good over for Sportygo so far. Could do with a pole here, KRS Reds, and that's a much better delivery, much tighter to the off stump, maybe 4th, 5th stump line. Just looks like it's getting stuck in the wicket, that one. I've no doubt that it will be a difficult wicket still to score on, but in the reduced overs, obviously, you can go for your shots a little bit more, condensed game. You can get away with getting on with it a little bit. Now, that's just, I've seen this a little bit in the competition, struggling to get control of the line, seen a lot of extras, a lot of wides, and that's 3 already in the first over. So the over itself should be done. We should be well into the second over now. Without the extras, the score would only be 5. There we go. Keep it simple, keep it tight to that off stump. That's the over bowled. 9 coming from the first over. 3 wides, 3 or 4 wides, was it? Oh, 10, I do beg your pardon. 10 off the first over. 7 to Ravichandran, the boundary, the 2 over mid-on, then ticked through for a 1, that's right, and then 3 wides. Unfortunately, the batter didn't capitalise on the extra deliveries on this occasion, but Nagar, I believe, is the other opening batsman. His first name's Aditya, so it's a bit easier for me to say. Aditya at this end, and Ravichandran on strike now. Ravichandran, 7 off 4 balls. Second over of the 7 about to commence. Captain just having a field change. Looks like they're just making a bit of a field change. Obviously feeling like that's a key position. So just getting one of their premium fielders there at long on. Now that's a wonderful pickup. I think that's six pennies worth. No business being in that part of the wicket. That will not have been what they discussed whatsoever. Now a few after that first shot, which is quite a dominant shot there from Ravichandran, really imposing himself on this KRS Reds bowling attack early, going to the leg side. I'd certainly be thinking about where I bowl at this guy. Looks like he wants to clear the front dog and get it over to the leg side. No, not there, but they scramble through for one. So he's ticking nicely, Ravichandran. Onto 14. Ravichandran, very good start, I'd say. 14 of 6. Now, it's going to be a bit of an examination here of the captain. That's a much better length. A touch on the wide side, but he's got away with this one. Some good bowlers in this KRS Reds team. Jay coming into bowl at the minute, but no business being there. He can bowl at a decent click. Certainly one of the fastest that has clocked up at KRS training. If I'm not mistaken, he's over the 70-mile-an-hour mark by some margin. Up around 72, 73. Giving Darryl a run for his money. For anyone that's caught the first in that chasing pace series, we'd rather stalled out on the second episode of that. Nothing to do with the fact that it was my turn to bowl, and it comes out backwards these days. That will be posted up soon, we promise. Of course, I'm in the commentary box on my own this evening. Coach Darryl looks after the KRS Reds in this competition, so he's on coaching duty. After a very good start to that over, after a very good start, they've managed to stem the flow a little bit there, the Reds, and the score's 18. It could have been a very big over, but he's come back well there, Jay. Bit on the short side. Anything short, as we said, sits up on this wicket and gets given the treatment. No business being short. Now, does that mean anything that would have resembled a power play is now well and truly over? Hopefully it does. Get the twist on. Here we go. Yeah, bit of leg spin. Give it a rip. Oh, catch that. Oh, we've got the first wicket and he's held that. I forgot to do the camera work, but it's a wonderful grab. It's a bit short. The bat will be disappointed because he could have really popped it anywhere. But it's the first wicket. With the first ball for the leg spinner, Samir. Well, he'll be disappointed with that. The batter, I've got no doubt, it was a short, wide one, and he's just popped it straight up to point. He took a relatively easy catch in the end, but having seen a lot of catches go down in this competition, I don't think there's any such thing as an easy catch. As they say, under the lights on a rainy Thursday night in Singapore. Second ball catch, that should be 2 and 2, and it is. He's on a hat trick. Entertainment for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good job I got on the expressway, came down to record this, otherwise we'd be missing the action. Just a quick thank you for anybody that's watched these videos the last couple of weeks that we've posted. We do go quite a long way out of our way to bring you these highlights, so if you do drop on to the video, especially if you're in the SCA leagues, if you're players, coaches, parents, give the video a like, share it with your friends, share it on the socials, because it helps us out a great deal and it just makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. So 2 and 2, we're on a hat trick. Here we go. What odds are we giving him? If I was a betting man, well, I'd like to see a bit more pressure on him. I don't know about it. We've sort of ringed it up here on the offside. There you go. You see the ring. Oh, he's turned it past the outside edge. Excitement's over. Okay, send them back out. That's what I'd be saying anyway. Excitement's over. Time to squeeze them up. Catch that. Should plug out there. It's very, very wet. Down towards that end, which is where we've sat and we've called a couple of games from, recorded from that side. That's where we're usually sitting and recording. It's very wet. Often we're just exactly behind where the bowler is now, in fact. And I can tell you that we are getting eaten at this time of the evening by mosquitoes, usually, which is why we come this end. Slog sweep, man out there, comes round. Oh my goodness, you'll see just how wet it is out there. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there, but it's all going on. Slog sweep. So I'd very much be advising them to give Ravichandran 1 and bowl at the other bloke. If I'm honest, give him 1, bowl at the other bloke, because he looks like he's ticking and nobody else has laid a bat on it. So it's a bit of inexperience in times like this where, oh, he's run past it, what do I know? As if that was an important stumping to take. Pretty casual from the keeper. I mean, he's hit his gloves, but he didn't even get a mitt on it. Times like this, I was saying, when a batter is ticking in a short format and it's difficult for other batters to come in and get on with it, give the guy 1 and bowl at the other blokes. No room for egos in the short format of the game, excuse me. No room for egos in the short format of the game. Get your blokes on the boundary, the guys in the 30-yard ring, 30-yard circle, they can go right back on it. Give him 1, bowl at the other fella, get your dots in. End of the 3rd over. That's end of a very good 3rd over. Only went for a handful of runs. 2 or 3 runs, 2 wickets, stemmed the flow nicely. The projected rate before that over was well into the 90s. Now it's down at just 49 off the 7, so 4 overs to go. Sammy doing very well there. Young leg spinner. That's inside out. It's a fantastic shot. that'll go for 4. I don't know what they're doing here, but that's a pretty aggressive field. Very, very aggressive field for a short format. There should be a guy out there, even although that was a fantastic shot. Comes again, the off spinner. Popped into the offside now. Maybe I need to give them a little bit of a break this evening. They've been sat here, they probably got here from 6 p.m. Game's meant to start at 7 p.m. Game didn't get started till just 17 minutes ago, 9 p.m. These guys would have had a long day. They'll be tired, but they've got a job to do. The match is on. SPORTYGO ticking, I think. 3.2 overs gone, scores 26. I think they'll be happy with their start. KRS Reds need a couple of bowls, and that, oh, as he inside edged that now, I thought it just took a bit of pad. Mishra, the bowler, the off spinner from this end. A part-time bowler, really. We've tried to get him to come out of his shell a little bit with his off spin. I personally like his off spin. He gets it down there at a decent pace. Just has an inclination to lose concentration, but that's nice. Catch that. He didn't look like he wanted it, but down to long off. Happy with that. You're better off with a low fully, I reckon, here than a half tracker that sits up. He's started okay. The part-timer. He's been spending a lot more time on his bowling in the nets. He's grown in confidence. This might be one of the first times he's bowled in a competitive match. Now that should be down his throat. The amount of times that's happened is extraordinary. It really should have been down his throat. At the worst, it should have been a drop catch 1, but the fielder hasn't got anything on it, and it's gone for 4, if not 6. I didn't see what the call was. I was too busy watching the end result. And there we go. Now that's disappointing, because they could have easily had the danger man Ravichandran out. As it was, he picked up another boundary, and the SPORTYGO boys continue to tick. I think that'll be something like 33 or 4 overs. We'll just wait for the SCA scorecard to tick over, and that's right, 33 for 2 or 4. And I think SPORTYGO will be the happier of the 2 camps. They're looking like the projected score is going to head towards 58. I think that's a fairly solid total. KRS need to respond. They need a couple of quick wickets just to stem the flow. That's a lovely use of the feet. Now you can see the ball going into the outfield there. The spray coming off the ball. I imagine for the spinners this is going to be incredibly difficult to grip, but so far Sammy and Shariah doing good job, I think. Haven't been helped out by the fielders. Sammy took a couple of poles in the first over. Can he get another one? He's danced down. He hasn't got a deep mid wicket, which I quite honestly find baffling. Completely bizarre. I don't know who teaches these guys how to set fields, but absolutely ridiculous. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blokes in the ring. The ball's only ever going to be hit over there. If you didn't know that the ball before, you should have known it now. And I'm afraid just too slow to counter it. It doesn't look like anyone's going to change it here. Even in this scenario, the mid-wicket, if you're not going to bring another man across from the ring on the offside, which is over there, you could just push back your deep mid-wicket. Now, not the brightest batting. He's got another one. He's got 3. Short format of the game. He's gone for that shot over the top again. Dragged his back foot. He's gone. That's 3 for Sammy there. Well bowled. Would like to see a little bit more thought going into the fields, the field placements, the field settings. Certainly something that we do talk about in the scenarios down at training, but without middle practice, it's difficult to really understand how it all works. But he's chucked it up again. The batsman's run past it, and that's wicket number 3 for Sammy. Well, he's collected decent figures so far. Got 3 for 8. And although it has rained this evening, well, this late afternoon it rained for a couple of hours really. It's nice and cool this evening. It's nice and cool this evening, I was saying, as I was just filming that. If I go a bit quiet as I'm recording, that's why. Beautiful temperature to play. Oh, how was that one? Just dragging out again. Now, this is the set batsman, Ravichandra, I believe. Ravichandran, excuse me. Is 23 of 15. Still no deep mid-wicket. Drop him out. You got 5 in the ring. You're bowling your last penultimate, 2 penultimate. That's down his throat, is it? He didn't want it. 1, 2 balls to go in the over to the set batsman. It's just a bit of inexperience. Got to get your fielders back. Got to get your fielders in the right position. He's going to go for his shots in any case, but if you don't have your fielders back, you're not protecting the good shot that you can turn into a wicket. In fact, it's an easy shot, as was demonstrated, although he picked up the wicket. He was picked up a couple of times over mid-wicket there. No protection. Get the man back there. End of the 5th over, 40 for 3. A leg spinner with 3 wickets. Ravichandran, 24 of 16 balls. New batter, Aryan Agarwal. Well, a few conversations about field positions. I don't know if we'd have had much panned out viewage from over this side, but this is the ground from this side. Absolutely stunning. You don't want to get too close to the square because then the illusion starts to get ruined a bit, but beautiful under the lights with the palm trees. Just a bit of a false start there. And again. Now that's coming my way. It's over extra cover. Now again, that is where the inexperience comes in, because that's the set batsman, Ravichandran. He's just looped another one over a guy that's not back on the 30-yard ring. They would have had him out, could have had him out, should have had him out 2 or 3 times already. As it is, he ticks on to 27 off 18. These are the kind of things these youngsters need to pick up. And that's well bowled. Value for bowling full, value for bowling straight. Cleaned up. Middle stump. See you later. Agarwal. I don't think he troubled the scorers. And another wicket. Wickets will definitely help KRS Reds stem the flow a little bit. I would say they could do with a couple more. We've got 1.5 overs to go, 9 balls. Now run a ball gets SPORTYGO up to 53. I think they'd want to try and get somewhere mid to high 50s from here if they can. But it'll be a steep task, especially if the KRS boys bowl straight and full. There's a few false starts in this over. Very frustrating, the false starts, when it comes to cutting and editing these videos. To put the footage together, as I was saying, it does take a little bit of time. Essentially, we have to sit there and watch the game all over again. Which is good from a coaching standpoint, I suppose. We can give more detailed feedback to the players and analyse what they did well, what they could do better. But from a task standpoint, it's fairly monotonous. So, if you have dropped on to these highlights, give it a like. Maybe comment. What are we doing well? What do you think we could be doing better? Would you like to see more? What else would you like to see us do? We've started the Chasing Pace series, which we've only posted one. We're going to get the second episode up soon. But what else would you like to see us do? Now that's a great shot. He's hit that flat out to the square boundary. That's 4. And again, it's a case of they're bowling at the wrong block, I think. Or maybe they're not. No, they are. Ravichandran on strike. No real plan to him. He's hit nearly every boundary to the leg side. It's been short. I can assure you, based on many conversations that we've had with these KRS lads, that is not the plan. So not executing their plans here. I would say, 1, they're bowling at the wrong bloke. 2, they're bowling the wrong length to the wrong bloke. Change of bowling. Last over. should be one. Get down, well fielded. What a stop indeed. Good diving stop. You wouldn't have seen that because I forgot to rotate the camera. I think it's a common theme of doing the commentary as well as the recording. Just want to apologise to anyone that tuned in for the Caracol's KRS Blues game that was played at the end of last week. Due to technical difficulties, we lost the commentary. And any audio, in fact. I don't know if anybody's got any of these DJI microphones, but there's a very subtle clip that you need to make sure is clipped when it comes to putting the transmitter in the phone, and on this occasion it was only half clipped, and that means no audio, so apologies. Another fully, hit down to long on, but it's a slow outfield. That's a pretty good result. I don't think they picked up one there, in fact. So he's kept the strike. It's a bit of a bizarre decision, unless I missed the one when I was filming. I don't think I did. But they are obviously feeling like Ravichandran on strike is their best option. No, wide. Just having a look around at the field. The rag being brought in by long on. Good work, got to try and keep that ball dry. Just trying to have a look here at the field. They've got two guys back on the leg side. Deep mid wicket, deep square leg. So he's gone through the offside. It's a good shot. I'd be throwing that. Oh, it's slow fielding, really. Again, the extra cover should be back on the ring because he's certainly not saving one. He hasn't moved very fast at all, in fact, there. So here we go, coming into the last 3 balls of the innings. Should be one. Now, I don't know whether this is the right play from SPORTYGO. I'm never a fan of this, farming the strike. They're only 4 down, so the guy at the other end's a number 6. I get it. Ravichandran's batted well. He's 33 of 23 or 24. But so far in this over, he's turned down 2. Now he takes the ball after. That is out. So he's turned down the one. He's got the direct hit. It's a great piece of fielding, really. I don't know what extra cover was doing. It's like he's stuck in the mud out there. Maybe it's a bit soggy over there at extra cover, but he hasn't moved off his spot. We'll be having words about that piece of fielding on Friday night training, or maybe Sunday morning, whenever he's turning up. Now, that actually is the last ball of the innings. So, wow, I wonder if Ravichandran turning down those runs in the last over will ultimately end up playing a part. So, SPORTYGO finishing the innings. I'm just waiting for it to tick over. 54 for 5 with the run out there at the end. Good run out as well. Pick of the bowlers, Samyak Desai, 3 for 11. Very good return off his 2 overs. Wides. Let's have a look. How did we do? I'm always keen to see the extras. 3, 4, 5, 6. So they bowled. They had 7 overs to bowl at them. They bowled in them 8 in wides. And of course, they get the run on top of that, and the extra run score from the extra balls. So who knows what part that could play. But we'll be back for the second half shortly. The time 9:42 p.m. Singapore. The national team just finishing their training. Marvelous. Okay, so let's get the scorecard up. So they're out there for the second half. 7 overs to chase down 54, 55 to win. It'll be a good chase, but I just feel apologies, I just feel that SPORTYGO may have enough, but it's a short chase, 7 overs. Anything could happen. Would like to see the KRS Reds chase these down. It will be a good spectacle to watch. Obviously, we're looking after the KRS boys as well. Daryl in charge of the Reds, starting with some spin. Off spin, he's chucked that one up. Off the pad into the leg side, nothing doing. They asked the question. Now, from what I can see, they've got absolutely no one out on that leg side, so I hope Pranjit here, Pranjit Bhatt gets down on one leg. I'll send that. Now, he got out in the first game, hitting a fully just like that. To square leg. Bit of a verbal jousting from the boundary. Not happy with the running between the wickets. Very lazy. A lot of the running between the wickets. Just a lack of awareness at this age group of how the game's meant to be played. To what intensity it's meant to be played. Now that looks straight. He's played across that, has he? Maybe going down. It's not the shot. He's bowled that one a bit quicker. Yeah. That's a absolute pie. Got to be given the treatment. Hi, lads. Off spinner coming, bowling another on, thick outside edge, goes down to third man. Turn and go should be an easy two, really. And it is in the end. National boys just finishing their training. 9:45 on a Thursday. I think they'll be looking forward to moving to their new facility out west when that comes. Having been down to this ground, it's not quite up to standard for what I would consider a national team, but it's one of the only turf facilities in Singapore. Now that could be one if it gets through. Well, a lot of action there at the end of the first over, is it? 5 from it. A lot happened. There certainly was opportunities to score and hit boundaries, but there was enough bad balls, I felt. Just the 5 from it. run rate up to 8.3. So they're going to need boundaries, KRS Reds. They're not going to be able to do it by just ticking along 5, 6 and over. If they do that for 4 or 5 overs, I think the total is going to be out of reach. So the guys in the middle, they need to look to their boundary options early. As I said at the top, I think 54 is a good score. That will take some chasing. If it's going to get chased, these guys at the crease are going to need to do the work. And I'm afraid the awareness is just not there. How that wasn't won, I'm unsure. I'll just have a look. A non-striker leaning on the bat. I'm afraid there needs to be a little bit more urgency from the batting unit, looking for one. Got to have your scoring options, got to work on your boundary options. You saw with Ravi Chandran, he had a very clear plan. He got set, he got a base, and he hit to the leg side. He hit strong shots into the leg side and a simple basic plan, but it was effective. At the moment, looking very much like it's going to be the difference between the two teams. If you look at the SPORTYGO scorecard, only one other person got to double figures. The scores down the list at 34 from Ravi Chandran, then 1, Duck 11, 0, 2. Then after the 11, the next highest scorer was Extras with 6. Now, they've got to turn and go here. Turn 1 into 2, much better fielding. Sorry, much better running between the wickets. The fielding was a bit lax on this occasion. And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to push KRS Reds every run. They're going to have to push every fielder, every single into 2s. If they can, 2s into 3s, and find 1s where they don't exist. They've got a mounting task as the rate creeps up to 8.55. Now that's inside out, just over the top. They come back for 2. That's more like it. Still a bit of ambling between the wickets. They've got 3 for 2, but they're certainly not in top gear. Good couple of balls for KRS. Score ticks on to 10. Oh, and he's got the front foot down. I think that could well be a boundary, and it is a boundary. No signal from the fielder. Poor form, let us all know. It's pitch black over there, Chief. But it is a boundary, much needed boundary for the KRS Reds, much better. Get a base, get that front foot down and send it over the leg side. Now, I'm impressed with this because the bowler has given no chances to the KRS opening batsman. He's hit one over the top and he said, right, that's your lot, mate. Go and sit on the boundary there for me, see if he can hit it over him this time. And that's what you've got to be doing in this format of the game. No room for ego. If that happens, you're going to go for a lot of runs. Now, it's a slightly faster ball from the left arm. Twister pushed it through a bit. Looked to be nearing on mine, but he gets away with it. Two overs gone, the score's 14. The umpires have just asked for the scoreboard to be done for the first time in the game. Wasn't touched in the first innings. Haven't been impressed with the general standard of umpiring, if I'm honest. As I'm told that this under-19s league is very much a pathway, trial games for a variety of umpires, general standards low. They don't really control the games. They certainly have overlooked a number of basic things in the game, but I guess this is Singapore after all. It's a good shot into the offside. It will just be one. Much better field. They've got the extra cover in there on the one. They've got a man holding the edge of the 30-yard circle. On the umpiring, the very first game that we came down here to watch, the umpire, and I don't think you'll pick this up, it was a KRS REDS game. I think that's a maximum into the side screen. Bounces back there into the playing surface, the playing arena, as if it was a boundary hit on Brian Lara cricket. Lovely, much needed boundary. It's been working at that, working on that down at the net, going straight, hitting from a base, hitting from the crease, back over the bowler's head. We've said that the batters that have done it well at this ground from the games that we've played in, the games that Darryl and I have watched, the batters that have had a lot of success have hit the ball straight, well, straight back at the side screen. Now he's immediately under pressure. Now if they run hard, this should be two. Turn and go, should be two. That's much better cricket from the KRS Reds. Now they're starting to look a bit more like a cricket team. Like two opening batters with intent to win the game. It's much, much better. They've just taken a little momentum there, the boundary, then the clip off the legs for two. As soon as you start to put pressure on bowlers, they start to do different things. They start to move away from bowling their best ball, and once they're doing that on wickets like this, you're winning as a batting unit. Well bowled, just back of a length. Arnav Manoj pushes that into the offside. Manoj also the batter that struck that blow for six just now. Wonderful shot, he can strike it well. Trying to encourage him to hit more from the crease against the spinners. Let's see the spinner go a bit further. There it is. Definitely one into the leg side. Score ticks over to 25 and a very good over from the Reds. The KRS opening pair. 25 for no loss, 3 gone. The run rate at 7.5 on the nose, 7.5. Beginning of the fourth over. Change of bowling. swung things back to being even again, I think. A couple more blows like that from Manoj. We have a game on our hands. That should be one. Now, just got a question. I don't have a replay, but just got to question the non-striker here. But I don't think he's the most urgent bloke at the moment, looking for one. Certainly haven't seen him at top speed yet. I'll have to address that. Get on your bike. Get on your bike, son. Running between the wickets, such an important, crucial part of batting in one-day limited overs cricket, 2020 cricket. He's tried to flick that. Good urgency, throw it. And again, he's sort of ambling through. If he had thrown that, he only sort of accelerates when they look to throw it. He'll get undone. Run between the wickets. Anyone watching this, young cricketers, you run between the wickets fast. Amble between the wickets. That's a good strike. It's got to get up a bit. Oh, it's cleared him now. That's a great blow down the ground. Manoj clearing the ropes again, heading straight at the sight screen. Now, this is exactly what we discussed. Any batters that have done it well have hit straight down the ground. They've hit straight well. It's another maximum. And we absolutely love to see it. You see the heads drop now. And it will happen, a couple of blows like that. The opposition, the heads start to go down. And then another two into the leg side, just like the over before. Got the maximum. Then push them for two. Great batting. And they'll know that they're up with the rate. Fantastic batting by Manoj. The left-hander, he does look stylish when he comes off. Let's go back to 1.2 zoom to get more of the ground in. He's just gone after that one a bit more. Don't mind that though, quite like the look of that. He's had a good over, he's trying to put his foot on the throat. Trying to work out if there's one or two balls left. There's a bit of excitement in the last couple of overs. A couple of maximums, one ball to go, scores 35, rates down to 6.3. They've chipped a 1 run and over off the rate. There'll be 3 overs to go at the end of this ball. 20 runs needed to win. Full ball, slower ball. He's rolled his fingers over that, I think. That will conclude the 4th over. Score ticks on to 36. And although they started well, SPORTYGO, with the ball, I would say the last 2 overs, have belonged to KRS Reds. Manoj ticking, 24 of 14, 2 maximums in the last 2 overs. Bart 10 off 10, so he's striking at 100 as well. This opening pair doing a very good job for their team at the moment. I very much want to see them continue. No doubt. wouldn't mind seeing a bit more of Manoj targeting the sight screen. Looks to be a right-handed bowler over the wicket. I've seen him bowl before, and if I have, I can't remember. He's set up looking like a bit of leg spin. Watched him warm up, but that would make it too easy. It is leg spin. He's come down the wicket. First ball, which is exactly what we said he shouldn't do, but he hasn't run past this one, so good lad. Have a look, we said. Whatever you do, don't come down first ball. Don't worry about that, coach. I'll be running. One run off two. Score ticks on to 37. So that's 18 required. 2.4 overs. Anybody's game, I feel this now. If you are tuning in, watching these highlights, give it a like. Share with a friend. Sat here on my own this evening. Coach Darryl obviously in charge of the KRS Reds. Calling the game, recording it. He's pulled that onto the back foot. It'll go into the leg side. It'll just be one. I don't think Long On got there. He was running in. It looked to be a decent effort. It's proved to be very difficult under the lights, that's for sure. And another one onto the KRS Reds total. So they're on to 37. That's a fully. It's come down to, well, hasn't quite got past mid-wicket. Oh, they've run too. That's actually fantastic running. Sloppy fielding, really. Mid-wicket should have collected it. And things like that, fine margins in games like this can end up being the difference. SPORTYGO will hope it doesn't come down to something like that. They batted well. I thought they may have batted KRS Reds out of the game a little bit, but a fantastic response so far by the Reds. That's well bowled, back of a length, decent pace. Scores on to 40. One ball to go in this over. They would love to finish with a little maximum here. He's run it in. He struggled to collect it in the leg side, and they scramble through to one. So, after all of that, after all of the coaching, after saying about finding an option for Manoj to hit a boundary from the crease, he's decided to run at it. Fair enough. 41. 5 overs, no wicket lost. These guys got 12 balls now, 14 runs needed. This is going to be a hard finish. They would love to break the back of it here, I'm certain. The KRS Reds opening pair. As they get closer to the end of this game, gives the bowling team more of an opportunity to yip up. Who's going to hold their nerve? I'd say honours are even. If they can get 8 or 9 off this over, then it's broken the back of this chase, I think. They want to get a nice big over, so they need less than a runner ball in that final over. What a great finish this is. Worth coming out for on a rainy Thursday in Singapore. Here we go. Now that's short, push him, they want to push him hard. No, they've ambled through for one, that's a mistake. It's bad habits, bad practice. You always run hard. You never know what's going to happen, but if you don't run them hard, it doesn't matter what happens. put the fielding team under pressure. Even if you think there's only one, they are under pressure in the field as well. Who knows what kind of mistakes you can put them under just with your intent when you're running between the wickets. Any youngsters watching, even old guys actually, something we see far too often. Outside of the professional game, the running needs improving. Now, that's a wicket. Not sure where he was looking to hit it, but he never really had a position to hit the ball. Something we've been working on with the KRS boys, getting a base and hitting, and on that occasion, no real base. Not sure where he was trying to hit it. I think that stage of the game, get bat on ball, try and make as good a contact as possible, get Manoj back and strike, who looks to have obviously been the better striker of the two. As it is, he played a decent hand, striking at 100, 11 off 11 bar, makes way. For the incoming batsman. D'accord. Well, he's immediately into the action here, no time to get your eye in. 13 runs required, 10 balls, let's get on with it. Well, there appears to be nobody out on the leg side that I can see, which is a brave decision. Not sure it's the right decision. See it spinning away. It's gone over him, they'll push two. Come back, there we go, just a fumble. Any other day, extra covers going back, picking the ball up cleanly, throwing in, getting a run out. But everybody's under pressure, the fielding team's under pressure. He went to pick the ball up, took his eye off it, didn't pick it up cleanly, which just gave the batting pair enough time to scramble too. That's why you've got to run them hard. You never know what might happen. Gave the opportunity for the ball to get wet, so hopefully it's a nice slippery full toss. It's a full toss, and he's got that through as well, so if they run these, they should come back, get back for 3. No. Lazy running again, no intent in the running, not even looking for 3, he was sat on his bat. By the time that throw left his hand from the boundary and was only going to the middle of the field, you can get back for the 3rd. It's lack of awareness, lack of intent. In a match where it looks like every single run's going to make a difference, you've got to have intent to run. But as it is, they got through for 2. The ball's probably soaked. It's very wet over that side down towards the floodlight. That's got to be a wide. There you go. The longer you stay in the game, it just gives the opposition time to yip. He knows that there's no fielder out there, the ortho. Left arm ortho as we pan round to deep mid-wicket. Vacant. He's got a square leg there by the umpire and a deep, just a mid-wicket holding the ring there. 30-yard ring, then he's got his 45 just here, number 13, as we look towards the batsman, and that's another wide. Very handy bonus runs, and as I was saying in the KRS Reds innings, extras. This is not the night to give away extras. It's a short chase, it's a low chase relatively speaking. You want to get in and out of your over. Oh, and he's got hold of that, and that's going to be, on any other night, that's going to be a maximum. But it's gone to a big part of the boundary, and it's a 6. He signalled from the deep, it's a 6. What a boundary. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that takes them level That's an outstanding shot to a very big part of the boundary, and that all but changes the game and puts the game in the KRS Reds hands, because that takes them level with 6 balls to go, 1 down, and what a boundary. Dakar, take a bow. He's come in, he's faced faced 4 balls there, plus the wides, obviously, they don't count as balls, but 4 balls, he's on 10, he's striking at 250, 1 maximum, and he's come in and pretty much done the job for his team. Outstanding striking. Well, if you are tuning in, how about just liking the video for that bomb? And pretty much wrapping up there in a short ball, and it's a wide, and it's a sad way to get to lose the game, I suppose, by SPORTYGO, who are, I believe, yet to get off the mark in the competition. I could be wrong, but that is an outstanding chase. Outstanding batting by the KRS Reds. Getting this total 1 down, 55 for 1 they've chased for 6.1. And I think they should take a lot of confidence from this. For many reasons, they've bounced back after that first game, where they really took a bad loss, and you would say they weren't ready for it. They've regrouped. There's been a bit of time in between games. They've been down to training. They've been working at their game. The batters have worked on their boundary scoring options and how to go about their run scoring on this ground, and they've pulled off an outstanding chase there. Nearly going at 9s, 10s and over. They're 1 down. So going forward in the competition, there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be able to do this again. That'll just about wrap it up from the highlights. I hope you've enjoyed the highlights. Short but sweet this evening, but what a fantastic game. Probably, although short but sweet, one of the best games that we've recorded and called. I say we, I'm sat here on my own this evening. Obviously, D2C coach Daryl speaking to the boys, probably congratulating the boys. Fantastic little knock there. Oh, with that bomb at the end. Outstanding work. If you did like the video, give it a like. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll say, see you next time. Bye, guys.